Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our Mission Progressing Together meeting. My name is Flor Sanchez. I'm the parent liaison for the district. I want to welcome all of you to our meeting. First of all, I want to introduce our campus district liaisons. First, we have Ms. Rebecca. She's from Loya Elementary. We have Ms. Chavez. She's from GEMS. We have Ms. Emma Perez, our parent liaison for Borrego. Back there we have Ms. Portillo, she's parent liaison for the high school. We have Ms. Gaby Ortiz, she's from Alarcon. And lastly, we have Ms. Claudia Guerrero Sosa, she's our parent liaison for Zambrano. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, ladies. Next, we're gonna introduce our superintendent for the district, Dr. Mesa Chavez. She'll be sharing some of the announcements for the month.
All right, just a reminder that this meeting is being recorded, and the reason we do that is we want to continue to extend the conversation out to our parents in case they can't make it. Our 9 o'clock session is the Spanish version, and this is our 1 o'clock session, which is in English. I'd like to give a big thank you to our employees that are here. You will find this presentation by Ms. Sosa helpful, so she'll have us doing some exercises at the end like she did this morning. So it's a nice way for us to relax. I'm going to start with some of the announcements, and I will tell you that today, if you see the flags, they are at half staff. Today is December 7th, which is the National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. If you all recall, for those history buffs out there, today is December 7th, and back in 1941, the Imperial Japanese Navy attacked our forces at Pearl Harbor and other locations in Hawaii, taking the lives of 2,403 service members and civilians, and leading the United States to declare entrance into World War II. It was a day that lives in infamy, as has been stated, and it is now 80 years later. So take a moment to take that in, but also to continue to be thankful to our servicemen and women throughout the entire country, the world, who help protect us every day from any harm that can come into our country. So with that being said, I'll continue with announcements. We do have our Board of Trustees meeting, which will be taking place tomorrow, December 8th. We also have our food drive taking place December 15th, and that's out of our support services area that begins at 9 o'clock. It's been very helpful to have our partnership with El Pasoans Fighting Hunger and having our social workers help us with that program. In addition, we have the Pathway of Champions ribbon cutting ceremony. Now that is really exciting for us because it's going to give us a time to celebrate. I think we have 0.68 mile in front of our San Elizario High School, which we have monuments that we're putting up honoring all the state championships won by our students. With that being stated, that ceremony begins at 9 a.m. and you are invited to come join us and celebrate, and that'll be next Wednesday. We also know students are looking forward to early release, and that is going to happen December 17th. Our students will be on winter break December 20th through January 4th, and of course students will return on January 5th. Our Mission Progressing Together meetings are monthly. Our next one is going to be January 11th, 2022. And boy, hasn't this year gone by quick, right? So with that being stated, I do want to make a disclosure regarding these meetings. These meetings are not for us to engage in any individual one-on-one having to do with a student. These meetings are meant for just that, Mission Progressing Together. It's been a collaboration between the district administrative offices to include the city of San Elizario when they're able to attend. If you have any concerns or comments related particularly to your child, your daughter, your son, then those need to be handled through the appropriate administrative levels beginning at the campus. And that's just a reminder because we want to make sure that we continue this collaboration and that we do so respecting the privacy of our students. With that being stated, I think I'll hand it over to my colleague, Ms. Flor, and she'll take us from here.
Thank you, Dr. Mesa. Next, we're gonna have our presentation, and it's gonna be on self-care session. We had scheduled Ms. Karina Hernandez for this presentation, but for personal matters, she won't be able to present for us. But thank you to Ms. Claudia Guerrero Sosa. She will be presenting for us. And also, I just want to say that we did the presentation this morning, and she'll be doing it this afternoon and for the PM as well. Um, just a reminder, I believe for the parents that we have present, we're going to be having the annual toy and food distribution. It's a collaboration with Abundant Living Faith Center, and they're the ones that are going to be coming this Saturday, December 11th. And we're gonna start doing the distribution at 9 in the morning. It's first come, first serve, and I believe it's 1,500 food boxes and 6,000 toys that they will be distributing for those parents. If you please want to share this information with your parents, that would be appreciated. Next, we have Ms. Claudia Guerrero Sosa. She's the parent liaison for Zambrano, and she will be the one presenting our session for self-care.
So hello, good afternoon everybody. I'm Claudia Guerrero Sosa. I'm going to be presenting to you self-care. Before we go into it, what is self-care to all of you? Any volunteers? Even if you were here in the morning, you can still help us out.
Taking care of yourself.
Taking care of yourself, yes. Any examples that you would like to chime in?
Well, just taking time for yourself, mentally, physically, just for you, like so you feel good about yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Excellent.
Yay!
Yay!
I get a heart.
Yes. She paid attention in the morning for sure, so that's good to know. Next slide. Oh. So what is self-care? As she was letting us know, it's also a set of activities that one does for themselves, and it's out of their own free will, and it helps to maintain life, health, and well-being. Also, it's an activity that you do to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. And these types of activities, when we engage in them, it helps to prevent us getting sick. We also help to discover ourselves without any judgment. And it helps us to take care of ourselves, again, in a very healthy way. It is our privilege, it is our right, and it is our responsibility. Because again, how we were saying earlier, we put everybody before ourselves, that when it comes to us, we're even too tired to do something for ourselves. And it doesn't even take a lot of time. How Dr. Mesa Chavez was saying, right now we'll do a breathing exercise at the end, just so we can at least know that, okay, if I didn't have time for myself for the rest of the day, I took this time here at Progressing Together to breathe for myself. So the types of self-care, we have physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Physical is taking care of your body so it doesn't shut down on you and it just no longer wants to give you 100%. Things like this are working out, eating healthy. Earlier again, we were saying that I love to run, and I remember I got some bad news of somebody who I love passed away. And I remember I just turned up the headphones and I just ran and I thought it was a flash in that moment, but it was so good because it was an outlet for me at that moment. It helped me to deal with my emotions. I cried, but it was my time and I took the time for myself. So it tunes into emotional, right? I kind of got it myself. And it's also mental. It helps us become more aware of what triggers you, your thought patterns, and find ways to resolve them rather than suppressing them. So again, things like these, you can go ahead and meditate, you can read, and there's a lot of books that we can do on meditation or even on anything that helps us, such as like self-esteem. Spiritual, it helps to find that which brings you joy and builds spiritual values. So it helps us connect with our values and what really matters to you as an individual. So practices for self-care. It's adequate nutrition. I was telling Flor yesterday that I love chips, and sometimes I eat too many chips that my body gets sluggish, that I feel it, that I'm like, I need to cut back on this. Again, hygiene. I mean, how many times are we sometimes even feeling bad for ourselves that we don't even want to jump in the shower? It's just too much to get to there. But again, it's time for ourselves. There's stress management. Again, how we were saying, exercise or physical activity. Recreation and free time management. And again, when Flor and I were talking about this, we were saying, sometimes our loved ones will tell us, come and have a seat with me. But then we're like, no, no, no. Because if I sit 5, 10, 15 minutes with you, it's something that I could have been doing in the kitchen. I could have been washing. I could have been doing anything around the house except for me. And one time it happened that my husband told me, come sit with me. And when I went to go sit down, he was like, oh, it's already over, never mind. And then another time he was like, no, I'm too tired, I'm going to bed. And that's when it hit me where I was like, I'm not taking time even for myself. I'm not even taking time for him at times as well. So again, how many times do we do that? No, let me take care of this first. It's modification of unhealthy lifestyles. So again, not exercising, even overeating and other bad habits that we can pick up along the way. Some of the benefits throughout this as well is greater control over our health and the environment that surrounds us. So when we do this as well, we even see our world around us more positive. We just don't only focus on the negativity. The ability to adopt thoughts and behaviors that contribute to our well-being. Self-care leads to a stronger immune system and better health, better productivity, better decision-making. And when you do this, it helps you to visualize better your goals. Visualize your goals. Why? Because again, sometimes we're just so caught up in our routines that we don't have something set for us. That's when we're like, no, I don't want to. And when we set a goal for ourselves, we have something that drives us in the morning for us to get up and look at the world with a whole totally different attitude. It helps self-compassion. Again, sometimes we don't give ourselves credit for what we do because we're so focused in our negativity on what we didn't do for ourselves. We become more giving, and it gives us self-knowledge, which again, it connects to our goals. So it helps you learn what you want to do and what you do not want for yourselves. Again, another example that we were talking about in the morning is that sometimes we don't know exactly what we want, but if we can at least start with what we do not want, it can help us get there to what we really do want for ourselves. Self-carelessness leads to getting sick more often, less productivity, professional burnout. We enjoy our daily life and we work less. Inability to focus or concentrate. Yesterday, Flor and I were talking and I told her last week I got in the shower and that's supposed to be my time, but I was so focused in other things that I completely forgot that if I washed my hair or not. And I remember smelling my hair and I was like, it doesn't smell clean. So since I couldn't remember, I had to turn on back the water, put on the shampoo and the conditioner, just so I could be like, okay, I did do it, because I could not remember for myself if I did that. But again, last month again, the lady who came and gave us a presentation, she said, how many times are we washing dishes and do we not feel what's going on around us, using our 5 senses? The smell of the soap, the foam, the texture of it. So we need to let go of everything that's going on just so we can enjoy that one moment, even if it is just to feel the soap in our hands. Signs that you need to focus more on self-care. Increased anxiety. A decrease of patience. That sometimes you just snap at the kids. Hey mom, what? So that's something that is like, Difficulty relaxing. challenges in memory and focus, me showering my hair, feeling more irritable and cynical. And this is something that, again, I really want to highlight to everybody and stress. You have to live, not just exist. And again, existing is just where you just get up, you do your routine, and you're done. And again, like, your posture sometimes has so much to tell, because sometimes we're just like this, and it just tells you how you're feeling. Stand up straight. And it's not that you're conceited. It's not that you feel better than others. It's that you are appreciating the world around you and what you, I don't know what happened.
Teacher voice.
Hello? Hello? Okay. So as I was saying, even our posture. So let's stand up straight, enjoy what surrounds us and what we are also contributing to this life. Experiencing less job satisfaction. Tips to promote self-care. Accept physically and psychologically. Preventing negative comments about your body, about our body, appearance, or character from affecting self-esteem. Promote the practice of a sport, activity in the family, highlighting its importance to stay healthy. So again, how many of us actually have something programmed any time of the week, at any day, for us to do something with our loved ones? I mean, in the morning, some of the parents, the parents and grandparents were saying, oh, well, one. She said that she was teaching her 6-year-old son how to ride the bike. And her son told her, okay, Mom, for Christmas, don't get yourself anything. Just get yourself a bike. And you ride the bike, and I'll race you and see who will do it the fastest. Another lady mentioned that she taught her granddaughter how to play brinca brinca. Another lady said that her grandchildren are teaching her how to ride a skateboard. And she was like, I don't want to, like, I can hurt myself, but she's out there doing it. So with these examples, take them with you so you can also have something to do with your families. And it doesn't always have to be physical, even just to do a board game. My niece, I taught her how to count, up and backwards by playing cards with her. We would play speed. So throughout this whole pandemic that she was with me, I would put a 5 and I would ask her what number goes after, what number goes before. And now she can count better. Contribute to the development of a positive image of yourself, making sure you look good. But above all, you feel healthy. So self-care. Self-care leads to wellness and health. Self-carelessness. Self-neglect leads to fatigue and self-wasting. Let's accept also our bodies for how they look, for what we have. Because sometimes we talk so much negative stuff about ourselves, about our image, that our kids are taking this information in. And they're going to think that it's okay to always be talking negative about themselves. Let's go ahead and start breaking with that pattern for them to love and accept each other for who they are. More than anything, self-care is something that we can do on a daily basis, and it doesn't take long. If I can have you all close your eyes, please. This exercise was given to us by our parent liaison over at Loya. So please close your eyes. We are going to breathe in 3 times, short breath, and then we're going to exhale 3 times, short breath. We will begin now. Inhale 2, 3. Exhale. Through 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. And you're done. You had some breathing time for yourselves today. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Claudia, for that presentation. I really appreciate you making time to do this presentation for our parents, especially because it was something that had to be done on a short notice. But I believe that that's what teamwork is all about working together, and I really appreciate your assistance. We were gonna have the city of San Elizario give us information regarding the Marshall Department, but they weren't able to attend the PM session. I believe next we have, if for the parents that are present, you received an index card. If you have a comment or a question, you're more than welcome to write it on the index card, or if you feel more comfortable making the question or the comment to Dr. Mesa Chavez, you're more than welcome.
All right, so whether we have one parent or we have no parents attend, we are thankful you made time to be here, so we thank you. For our employees that are here, we hope that you took a moment to take some of those breathing exercises in, because we know how many times, and I know I've been asked the question, have you ever had that moment where you drive home and you don't even know how you got there? That happens to me sometimes, and so it is important that we too take these self-care moments. Because we know that this is being recorded, we want to make sure that I give the same message that I gave this morning to our parents. You know, a lot of the activities and or the information that are shared at our Progressing Together parent meetings, we have been very intentful and purposeful in making sure that we send out the video, we send out the questions, we translate them, and it all gets pushed out so that all of our parents, even though if they were not able to attend, they're able to receive the information because it gets sent out through our technology department. So one of the messages that I shared this morning in Spanish with our parents is that our students need you, and the exercises that you learn when you come to our Progressing Together parent meetings, those are things that you can take back and be able to have a conversation. This morning we had so many parents in our Spanish session tell us about how they were connecting and how they could do things to provide self-care for themselves while also spending time with their children. I shared with them that our district has been impacted in 1 week that we had school out this past week for the Thanksgiving break. In the 2 weeks that we have off, it is super important that you as our parents, that you help us, that you collaborate with us. Do not allow your children to stay home in their rooms. Take them out. And yes, it is chilly, the weather's cold, but take them for a nice walk. Get some jackets on, spend some time with the children, check in on them, because we want to see all of our students back here coming the new year, 2022. It's important that you know that you, our students, you matter, and we want to have you back with us. So please take time to make those connections with our students. Please take time to let your children, our students, know how much they're cared for, how much they're loved. And that is what we would like to see during the 2-week time frame off. Unfortunately, we are aware of families who will not have either their daughter or will be missing a son in these holiday seasons. And I've mentioned to staff before that the pandemic is being received by all of us very different. And so our different levels of emotion are high and low, it just depends. But all of us together checking in on one another, especially on our children. And I will tell you, I'll share, sometimes when my boys don't want to come out of their room, we go into their room and we spend time with them. You just have to be very purposeful and intentful in doing that. Do we have questions or comments?
No. Any questions, comments?
No? All right, this is our PM session. We know that some of our parents are not able to attend, but we're thankful for the parents that are able to come. This is why we have these meetings. This is Progressing Together. That's our mission. Ms. Flora, I'll give you the last word.
I just want to thank everyone for making the time to attend our Mission Progressing Together meeting for the month of December. Hope to see you for the month of January 11th, 2022. Thank you.